The First Grapevine Endowment Fund was created in 1998 to provide a perpetual source of funds for the maintenance, care, and improvement of our church properties. It is a trust, and since the first contribution, the principal, as of January 2023, is now over $1.3 million due to the generosity of our donors. The money comes from short-term capital gains, interest, and dividends earned on the principal. The principal is never spent. And as a pastor, I know how important it is to have this constant source of funds to provide for the maintenance and the care of our church facilities. Since I've been at First Grapevine, I've seen those funds at work. Some of the projects are visible and some aren't. The projects totaling over $250,000 have been funded from the endowment earned income. Those have included, in 2004, the mosaic window repairs to the campus apartments totaling over $12,000. 2013, the lighting dimmer control system in the sanctuary, over $13,000. 2017, stained glass windows project in the Founders Chapel, over $66,000 in repair so that they can all look like new. And in 2020, our Family Life Center was completely refurbished at $120,000. In 2022, our HVAC system in the sanctuary, which if you remember went out in the summer, the endowment contributed over $15,000. And in the same year, the tunnel refresh project. The appearance of our buildings and grounds attract others to First Grapevine. Knowing that there is a perpetual source of funds providing income for the maintenance and care of our facilities is of a great comfort, as it means we do not have to use the monies from the operating budget to cover continual repairs and upkeep. There is a grant application process for funds needed for maintenance and repair. When there is an identified need, the Trustees Committee submits an application for approval to the Endowment Committee. The approved application is submitted to our Frost Trust advisors, who pay vendors as invoices are received.
You know, the need to improve our campus and our facilities is ongoing. I hear people talk about our new sanctuary, which is actually now over 20 years old. We have a lot of repairs that come up occasionally. The availability of funds from the endowment really help us achieve our goal of maintaining a very clean, welcome, and friendly campus. The trustees, working with the endowment committee, are very receptive to suggestions about ideas and improvements that we can have to request money from the endowment to make improvements and repairs.
My name's Tim Lancaster, and my mother and dad were Drs. Ed and Minnie Lee Lancaster, and they were faithful members and benefactors of the church some years ago. And just as the capital campaign had been wrapping up for the new sanctuary, my dad mentioned that that's a large building and it's going to need maintenance. Well, my mom echoed that to Alan Mossman, and Alan approached my dad and said, "Won't you donate to begin an endowment fund for maintenance of the church campus?" And so my dad said yes, he would, and he was quite active in the stock market, so he gifted some stocks that he had, and the church was able to sell them and begin the endowment fund. And there have been many improvements done recently, and the endowment fund has grown over generous donations, and I've been proud to donate to the endowment fund because I know that that fund will remain in perpetuity, and only the earnings will be spent on the maintenance of our church campus.
The endowment fund is very important to me because of my love for my church family, and I know that every donation I give will be there forever. Gifts given in honor or memory of someone's loved ones are so meaningful. There are no words to describe how I felt when I opened my mailbox and found a card indicating a memorial gift had been made to the endowment fund for my husband and sister. It thrilled me to death. I will continue to support the endowment fund. Can I get an amen?
My wife and I have been members here at First Methodist Grapevine for over 30 years. Because of my architectural background, I was invited to join the Board of Trustees, which is where I gained a rudimentary understanding of how money flows in the church. The trustees are charged with the oversight and maintenance of the buildings and grounds. At that time, the endowment fund didn't exist, and we were always frustrated that there didn't seem to be enough money available to perform basic repairs for critical components such as leaking roofs and non-functioning air conditioning systems. The endowment fund is a brilliant way to ensure that the money will always be there for needed repairs and occasional replacement of equipment. My wife and I have tithed since 2001. Most of the money goes to the operating budget. We designate a portion of that money to go to the endowment fund.
We love our church and the people in it, and we support the endowment fund. We want the church to be preserved and to provide a loving home for the following generations in the next 100 years or more.
Every gift to the endowment fund makes a difference, and there are different ways to support the endowment. Gifts can be given in honor or memory of someone, or a recurring gift, given weekly, monthly, or you can give a gift of stock or mutual funds, or a gift from a required minimum distribution. When you do your estate planning, we hope you will designate First Grapevine and the First Grapevine Endowment as beneficiaries of part of your estate. If you have a will, please add a codicil naming First Grapevine and the First Grapevine Endowment as beneficiaries. If you're not a donor and would like to make a gift, we ask that you consider an annual gift of $100 per year or give $10 a month for 10 months, which can be set up as a monthly charge on your credit card or through your bank. Visit firstgrapevine.org/endowment to give a donation and to learn more about First Grapevine's Endowment Fund. Your gift preserves God's house for future generations.
It's good to know that as we invest in our endowment, we are investing in the future of the sharing of the gospel that happens right here at First Grapevine, no matter what happens in the world, no matter what happens in the economy, and no matter what happens to this town. It's great to know that the good news will always be shared with those who find themselves on Church Street. Thank you.